Hey there, beautiful souls. I've got a special message for each and every one of you guys, connected with a very, very special invitation to a free event that's being put on, and I'm actually going to be one of the speakers at this event. And it's coming up on the 27th of June, so mark it in your calendar. And I want to dive into a little piece about what I'm going to be presenting in this personal growth e-summit with all these amazing souls who are doing extraordinary work in this world. So I feel deeply honored that I get to be a part of the speaking group and help you guys to break through to a new level of your personal development. And I want to talk into some really key things that will get you kind of going and revved up to want to come and join us for that free event. And I'll give you the details after I speak into it. I've got some details hooked up at the beginning of this, so make sure that you are locking in your seat, because there's only 100 seats that's the capacity. So let's dive in, and I want to hear from you guys as usual. You know, I love the interaction. I love you guys getting involved, and today is no different. I would love to hear from you guys, and I want to hear specifically about, you know, what's the biggest thing that you feel holds you back? All right, so that's really what I want you to think about. And I'm going to dive into a whole bunch of things, because what we want each and every one of us doing is ultimately reaching your highest potential in this lifetime and not settling for mediocrity. All right, so that is precisely why today's particular message that I want to share with you guys is going to be speaking into exactly that. It is all about the fact that you're either designing a life worth living, or you're defaulting into a life of mediocrity. Now, this is by no means a new topic if you've been following me for a while, but it's definitely an important one to wrap your minds around, and it is precisely what I have dedicated the past over 7 years now, really diving deep into this work and studying all sorts of different frameworks around human behavior, human potential, relationships, health, looking at, you know, our lives holistically rather than getting caught up in one realm of where we can find success. And basically what I'm going to be talking into is this very holistic approach, which in actual fact is the only approach that's going to get you there, approach to getting towards the life that you actually want. Now, why do we need to take a holistic approach? And in particular, in what I'm going to be presenting at this Personal Growth e-summit that you guys can definitely come along to for free, I'm going to be talking into how there are these 4 different areas of intelligence, or 4 key areas of our lives. And that's what I'm talking about when we want to make it holistic. So a lot of us can, you know, find success, or we love one particular area of our life. You know, maybe that's we're very, very successful in the business that we're in, or maybe we're really successful in our relationship and network connections, or maybe we're really successful in our health and our physical energy, or maybe we're really successful in more of a spiritual path, whatever it is, right? But what happens is all those 4 areas, your spiritual intelligence, your physical intelligence, your emotional intelligence, and your intellectual intelligence, they're actually all interconnected, and you can't just, you know, be successful in one area without the rest of them bringing you down. So unless you take a holistic approach, I should say, then you're actually going to find that you put all this energy and effort into this one area that you feel like you can be successful in, and you wonder why you never really feel fulfilled. You wonder why you don't really feel like you can consistently move the needle forward. It's kind of like something's always dragging you back, and that dragging back is one or more of the other areas that you're neglecting that are actually costing you. So say you're really successful in your business, but you neglect your your intimate relationship, and so that's costing you. It's a big drain to your entire life when you've got, challenges in the dynamic of your relationship, even if you're so successful in your business. Or vice versa. Maybe you spend all of your time focused on your relationships at the sacrifice of how you're contributing to the world, and basically you can also look at what things are costing you with your health as well, all right? And basically if you don't have some sort of bigger purpose for why you do what you do, you're really like, whose life are you living and what are you doing it for? Getting stuck in habitual patterns rather than making your life one that you can truly be proud of, that you can reflect back at the end of your life and go, wow, like I'm so grateful, like I actually had an impact. I actually, impacted the hearts or the desires or the projection of other people's lives because I stood up and I created more meaning and purpose in my life. All right, so they're kind of the key. That's a really, really quick overview of those 4 key elements that we have to have so that we can holistically grow to our highest potential. And I'm going to be introducing you to this incredible model that I've been putting together for years now. Right? I've been putting it together. I've been studying all these different frameworks. I've been seeing how do they interconnect. It's because I don't believe in, this one way of being successful in our lives. I don't believe in just one frame of thought. I actually believe that, when we look at and we study and we experience everything that these different amazing individuals from across the globe have spent their life's work on, to really dive in deep to these different angles that we can look at our human behavior, human potential, human fulfillment, they actually all integrate. And that's what I've been really excited about sharing with people. And this is going to be the first time that I really dive deep into this framework publicly, outside of my coaching clients. So I'm very excited about sharing it with you, and it is going to be for anybody who wants to end the suffering that's associated with living an inauthentic, meaningless life, where you've just defaulted into mediocrity versus striving for and designing the quality of life that actually would be worth living to you, not to anybody else, because that's where we trip ourselves up, trying to live to the expectations of the outside world rather than tapping into the wealth of wisdom that resides within you about what matters most, what a meaningful life is to you, and getting beyond our fears and insecurities about losing people who might not be aligned with the truth of who we are. It's better to have quality rather than quantity in my mind in terms of the people that we surround ourselves with. If you've got a quality group of people who support you and encourage you and also challenge you to reach for a new level of your potential and stop settling, stop playing small and start reaching for something more, they're your kind of people. Who you surround yourself with is a huge determiner on the kind of life that you're going to live and whether you get to the end of your life feeling filled with regrets or totally fulfilled. All right, so hoping that this is resonating with you guys. So those of you who are here and you're tuning in, I want to hear from you guys. What is the biggest challenge for you? Which is the area of your life, be it your intellectual intelligence, which is connected to business, finance, logic, rationale, kind of devoid of the emotional element? Or is it moreover, do you struggle mostly with relationships? That's kind of the biggest dragging down for you in your life. That's where you need the most support and help. Or is it in your physical intelligence? Are you struggling to just have health and energy and vitality? Do you make poor decisions there? Or is it in your spiritual intelligence, where you kind of feel like you've got the business, the relationship, the body, it's going all right, but there's just something missing and there's something bigger, and you know that you've got a bigger calling in this world. There's that inner voice just calling out, hey, there's got to be something a bit more than this. Where's the meaning? Where's the juiciness? Or even if you've had a bit of a transition in your life, whenever there's a transition in our lives, which is practically always, we're always in a transition, that we're always in an element of change of some variety in our lives. we have to readjust our entire identity, you know, and we have to have an ability to know, how do I navigate this change? How do I navigate this transition so that it doesn't take me backwards, but it actually spurs me forwards? There's all these different elements at play, but let me know what's going on in your world, your biggest challenge right now, or if you want to share a success, you know, what's working really well for you right now. That's so super important as well, to understand, you know, where you're doing really well, and also, you know, where you might need some support and some help and some guidance, so that you can stop the pattern that most of us are running into, which is a lot of exertion towards goals and towards what we think we want, or just kind of just trying to maintain and keep it all together, and not really realizing, why is it that I feel like I'm just running on the spot all the time, and I don't actually know, like, where's the leak? Where's the leak in the system, you know? And that's what having more of a holistic approach to your own personal growth and fulfillment and living into your potential is going to do for you. It'll really help you to solidify, you know, that you are making sure that you're not tripping yourself up unintentionally, and you're making sure that all that energy and effort that you go to is not going to waste, because you haven't put a plug in the leak in the system when you look at it holistically. Okay, so hope this is of value to you guys. And the actual presentation that I'm going to be doing on June 27th, that's Ozzie time. So if you're in the States, it'll be on the 26th, which is a Friday, 26th of June evening. If you're in Australia, that will be a Saturday morning, I think 9 a.m. But I'll give you the details, or I've got a link up above. Like I said, you guys, there's 100 seats apparently, and I think 40 of them are already gone. So I'm just getting it out to you now because it's very new and we're just launching it. But I want you guys to be able to be a part of it live. And what I'm actually presenting on is flipping the growth switch through the 4 areas of intelligence. So basically, you know, if we know that a fixed mindset is going to ensure that we default into a life of mediocrity, a growth mindset is going to ensure that we actually start designing a life worth living, and we get out of this meaningless existence, this inauthentic existence, and we actually have the keys and the tools and the simplified system to apply to our lives and all areas of our lives, so that we can make sure that we're definitely creating the life that we want in this existence and not defaulting into that mediocrity, as I said. All right, so link is up above for you guys, so you can sign up for that. And definitely want to check in with you guys. Drop me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Who have I got? I've got Amit is here, and DB. Hi V. Hope all is well. Good to see you as always. All is going amazingly well. Thank you, DB. And hope it is for you as well. And I've got some other special announcements for you guys. I'll tell you after this. But Glenn is here as well, and Choppy and Ram, hello to you. And DB, family will do that for sure. Oh, I didn't check in with you guys. What could you be talking about? That's all right. We'll get to it. Drop me a comment, clarify for me. But, you know, basically what I'm asking you guys a question. You know, will you listen to your fears, or will you fulfill on your purpose? And no, and I don't want it to sound all wishy-washy, yeah, purpose, whatever that is. I'm being really genuine and honest with you. You've got purpose in this life. It's connected to the meaning and the value that you have, and you hold those answers within. And you're either listening to your fears and staying small and staying limited and doubting yourself, which is a choice, or you're actually getting clearer on your purpose, and you're striving towards meaning and fulfillment in your life, right? So those are the 2 options, and whether you like it or not, you are either, you know, designing a life worth living, or you're defaulting into mediocrity. You know, it's just one or the other. You know, in every decision that you make, it's either moving you forward towards a life you want, or it's just defaulting into mediocrity. All right, so you choose the kind of life that you want. I know if you're watching a video like this, you don't want to default into mediocrity. You just wouldn't be able to listen to me, all right? So we know that for sure. So I love that. And Judy's in the house, and Julie and Marnie and Mark and Ayesha. Much love to you, beautiful. I feel this way now. Awesome. And Bill's here as well. Good to see you back, Bill. And Cody's here, and Zena and Ayesha. When I want to start something, I feel like it might not work, and already feel with relationships, I feel it's just a waste of time. These are my issues. Ayesha, I love your authenticity and your openness. It's so refreshing to have the courage to share your greatest challenges. So I really want to honor you and acknowledge you for that. And also, I can totally resonate because I'm another human being, right? And you know that wanting to start something and feeling like it might not work out, right? So here's the thing. Self-doubt is a choice not to try, right? It's a decision. You're making a decision every time you doubt yourself, because we all run this pattern. You know, the fears, the insecurities, they come up to the surface. You know, that's natural. That's every single human being. Even if you picture them on the world stage, like being the most confident person in the world, I guarantee you they have their own fears and insecurities come up to the surface. But what makes the difference is that they actually take action. Despite that fear, despite the insecurity, despite the fear of failure, fear of rejection, all of those different fears that each and every one of us have, I have them all the time, you know, but it's the decision. Do you decide to stay stuck, overthinking, catastrophizing, and basically running your life that way? Or do you ultimately want to go a different direction, right? Do you want to create and get more connected to something that's more meaningful to you? Now, here's how you escape it, right? It's not easy. Like we know that. Taking action is not easy. But if you have the action or the goal that you have that you're wanting to move toward, that maybe you fall into like, oh, it might not work, and then you don't get it done. If you connect it to something bigger than just yourself, right? Because we tend to do more for others than we'll ever do for ourselves. If you connect it to something more meaningful than just your own selfish desires, that will spur you on, you know? Even doing the stuff that I do, like most people reach out to me. I get a lot of people reaching out to me, and they're like, I really want to do a Facebook Live, but I'm terrified. And, you know, I was so terrified before I did my very first Facebook Live. Now I love it. I can have a conversation. But, you know, even before this particular message, I found myself, I noticed in my body, I actually felt like a little bit anxious. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I noticed it, but I didn't let it stop me. I didn't go, oh, I don't feel like doing a Facebook Live today. What I noticed was, oh, I feel like that because I really have such importance in the message that I really want to contribute to you guys today. And it just so happens what I'm sharing is connected to a whole bunch of other extraordinary human beings who are going to be presenting at this Personal Growth E-Summit that you guys, like I said, can get your free ticket to with the link up above. And I'm going to be speaking there as well. But all of a sudden I felt more anxious, right? Because I was like, whoa, like there's more meaning going on here. Because it's not just about me giving you guys a message. It's also me expanding the reach of other people so that they can deliver their important messages of meaning to you to help add value to your life. So we all feel that, but the point is we want to notice it, and we want it to alert us to the fact that we've got meaning there. You know, your fears shine light on what you value most. All right, so when we follow our fears, we go, what's that fear coming up for me? Okay, I'm fearing that it won't work. Why is that so scary to me? It's solidifying to you that what you're attempting to do, like you really want it to work, right? You really want that to work. That's meaningful to you. If you didn't care, like maybe there's not enough meaning behind it. So instead of looking at your fears that come up, which are an inevitable part of just being a human, right? It's just part of the human experience. Instead of looking at it like that's a reason to stop, actually look at it differently. That's actually solidifying to you that this is meaningful enough for you to be a bit scared about it because it's important. And instead of, you know, just succumbing to it, try out what Mel Robbins has a great strategy for this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get into action. All right. So action is the way that you disrupt the negative pattern, and that's what you need to see it as. It's just a negative pattern. It's a habit of decision that you've gotten accustomed to. You know, you want to start something, but you give yourself the ticket out because you fear it might not work. So what's the point in doing it? That's not a pattern that's going to lead towards fulfillment. That might keep you in survival, right? And that's what I'm going to be talking about actually in this upcoming presentation that I'm going to be giving at the Personal Growth E-Summit, which is, you can either be in survival mode or you can get into a life of meaning. And that's really what we're going to be talking about. How do we do that flip? How do we flip our lives upside down so that we can actually move in the direction that we actually want? You know, there's no fulfillment in staying safe. That's not a life worth living. That's a life defaulting into mediocrity. So every time you don't take action in the face of your fears is a default into mediocrity. Just know that. It might give you some juice to get beyond that. And I also want to address with relationships you feel it's just a waste of time. These are my issues. Good point as well. I almost did this completely different other message for you guys today, which is connected to that because, and I don't want to go off on too much of a rabbit hole right now, but basically we tend to be quite needy in our relationship dynamics. So we're either desperately trying to find the one in our relationships or we're desperately trying to avoid our relationships. Now, both are unhealthy because both are connected. Why you get so needy, either trying to avoid and say, nah, they're a waste of time, or, you know, you're desperately trying to find the one. They're both sides of the equation where you're connecting your own sense of self-worth to an external source. All right. So you don't want to get in the wrong relationship. It's not worth it because that's going to be detrimental to your whole life. But what are you going to do? Miss out on the opportunity to love deeply, to have another person who you can build real intimacy and depth and meaning with. Have somebody in your life who's on your team, you know, and on the other side, you know, you're overly connected to finding the one because you don't know who you are outside of relationship, you know, and so you need to actually develop the other side of, you know, whatever you're seeking in the external, you need to be fulfilling for yourself. Easier said than done, but that's your pathway. All right. So just having some awareness and some clarity around that. And, you know, I'd also ask Ayesha or any of you guys out there who, you know, struggle in the realm of relationship, what's your definition of love? Like, you know, what is your definition of relationship? What's love to you? What does it mean to you? What's relationship to you? Maybe you just haven't defined what it is that you really want and what it is that you definitely don't want, and don't get into this one-sided mentality of either completely idealistic, got to have the one and life's not worth living without it, or completely, you know, in cynicism where it's just like, I'm just totally cutting myself off from that, all right? Because both extremes aren't healthy and they're going to cost you in some way. Your personal integrity and the fulfillment and the juiciness and the intimacy that you can create with another human being. So I love that, Ayesha. I so appreciate your conversation starters and contributing those, and I hope that that was of help to you. And Jose is back. Thank you for this knowledge. You're so welcome, my friend. Hope to see you in the Personal Growth E-Summit. You can get your free ticket up above. And you guys, like I said, register soon because 40 tickets are apparently already gone this morning, and there's a total of 100 available. So, and like I said, it's all free. So register now. And awesome. And oh yes, DB. Yeah, your family can hold you back, particularly when you give them that power, right? Because, you know, there's a period of our lives where we don't know about the choice that we have to take our power back from external sources, and it's a necessary part of our development. But when we live our lives to the expectations of those around us because we're wired to do so for survival from a young age, you know, we have to realize that pattern and then go, you know what, like, you know, I'm not going to let anybody outside of me hold me back. And you realize Nobody actually can hold you back. It's a decision and a choice that you've made to give them that power, you know, instead of take back that power and be willing to go it alone so that you can create real fulfillment. They're your two choices. Again, default into a life of mediocrity, living to the expectations of others and having a disconnect from yourself and what matters to you, or designing the quality of life that you want. Be willing to go through the challenges, the inevitable challenges, because you know that it'll be worth it. It'll be an authentic life where you can attract the kind of people who support you on moving the needle forward and, you know, like get rid of the people who are holding you back, or give them the opportunity to come on that journey and transition with you. All right. And that's been my experience, that the family members closest to me who didn't agree and didn't understand what the hell I wanted to do with my life when I quit law and I came on this journey that I'm on now, you know, it's been my experience that they actually came and transitioned, you know. And it's Dr. John Demartini who says that we are born into the families that we are in order to teach them how to love unconditionally. So don't be afraid of being the black sheep. You're giving those special people in your life an opportunity to drop their conditions, you know, to see another way, to love unconditionally is the point. So, and if they will or they won't, that's not up to you. It's not in your control. And you have to be willing to take that and move forward so that you can be a great role model for the other people that you care about and love in your life. And don't expect anybody to come on that journey with you. But if you really stay true to it, and you give them the reassurance and you show them what's possible, you'll tend to find that those who are the quality of people that you'd want in your life, they will come on board because they love you and they care for you, and you've educated them and given them a new experience. So love that, DB. And Ayesha, I feel like relationships are a waste of time. This is my limited belief. Yeah, absolutely. So I spoke a little bit about this. You know, basically you'd be thinking that like that because you are talking from past experience and you're not defining the quality of relationship that you truly want. To use myself as an example, I could easily fall into the same boat as you. You know, I've been in a few different long-term relationships now, and I could, you know, the last one just ended back in March, you know, so not long ago. And I could get to the point now where I could just be like, throw in the towel, not worth it. They keep getting to a point where I just don't want that relationship anymore. It's not working for me moving forward. So throw in the towel. But instead, I have got a very clear vision about the quality and the standard of relationship that I really want. And although I haven't actually experienced it before, ever, you know, I trust in its potentiality and I won't settle for anything less. And I haven't cut off from relationship. I actually just have raised my standard. And when you personally raise your standard, you'll be much more inspired to open yourself up to relationship. Don't let the pain of the past close you off from what actually could last, right? And what could be incredible to your heart and your soul and your life and your vitality. So hope that supports you. And I so appreciate, again, you sharing. Thanks, Aisha. And Paul, perfectionist is one of my weaknesses. Yeah, I've got that one too, Paul. Yeah, totally, you know, and this I like the perfectionist lie. That's the very first thing that helped me to disengage and disidentify from being a perfectionist, was the realization that my perfectionistic mindset was actually an excuse to do nothing. Right? Because, I either do my best or I don't do it at all, right? Like, I can't do that because I haven't got enough time to do my absolute best. What a lie, right? And, you know, and it also is just so connected to self-doubt. You know, we put it there as this protection mechanism. You know, I've got to do it perfect because we're so judgmental of ourselves and we're so self-doubting and we're fearing of the failure and all that sort of stuff is going on, and fear of rejection. And it's all interconnected. That's why the most important thing that we can do in order to disconnect from our habitual patterns that are negative and tripping us up is to take action in the face of them, to do something different. So look at what you do when you get stuck as the perfectionist, build awareness around it, change the behavior. And what you'll learn is you're never going to, the more action you take, the more perfect, quote unquote, your ability to do things will become. So if you're a true perfectionist, you'd actually take a lot of action, right? Because you'd be trying to make it perfect all the time. You'd be getting better and better and better, not doing what us perfectionists get caught in the loop of, which is procrastination. We don't get the job done. We retreat from it and blah, 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 all those different things that we do. And instead just realize that, stop identifying as the perfectionist, and start taking some action. Interrupt the pattern. So I love what you just shared there, Paul. Totally can resonate. I'm sure a lot of others can as well. And Jared's in the house. Awesome. Much love to you, Ayesha. You're so welcome. Grateful that that was of value. And Sean, always everything extraordinary with you. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. So much love for you. And I'm grateful that you're finding value in these messages. And Corey's here as well. And DB, for sure. Thank you, V. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So guys, I hope that this message has resonated with you guys. I hope it's added value to you. And I definitely hope to see you at the upcoming Personal Growth e-Summit happening June 27th, Ozzie Time, 26th if you're in most other parts of the world. And I'm going to be a speaker at this event with many other amazing speakers. It's all online, it's all free, but limited to 100 people only. So you can get your free ticket up above with the link that I've put in the description. So make sure you grab that now. Can't wait to see you guys there. I'm sending you all of my love, and thank you to each and every one of you guys who could join me live today and contribute to the conversation. I get so much energy and so much fulfillment from getting to actually engage with you guys and getting to have a conversation. So you are really, really appreciated, and I so appreciate you spending your time here as well. Hope it was worth your time, and remember, you have two choices in every given moment. You're either designing a life worth living, or you're defaulting into a life of mediocrity. All right, just know that. And make sure that every decision that you make is moving the needle forward, not backward. All right, don't settle. Reach for your greatness. All right, and it's not all like woo-woo and idealistic, although I know I can totally be that way. This is real life. Treat your life and every decision you make as such. Okay, so as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has definitely served you. And please do share this message with anybody if you feel it could be of value and support to them. That is always such a great gift that you guys can give to me. And thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And Jaya Como's just joined. Catch the recording, get some value from today's message, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love.